All right, New Era Wrestling fans, we are 8 days removed from New Era Wrestling Presents Smashed at Mile High Comics. We got quite a bit to talk about. Stuff that happened during the week, information that has come out since the show that impacted this review. We will get to that in just a moment. I want to say thank you to everybody, especially to the fans. You guys made the show something special, and so did everybody in the back, all the workers, commentary, concessions, all of you. Thank you, everybody, especially you fans who turned out in force. You made this one of the loudest shows I have seen in my time sitting ringside at New Era Wrestling. So as per the norm, the Angry Hobbit came out first and realized he didn't have any stairs. But I got to be honest with you, Powers, your budget cuts led to that. The fact that you just called your commentary team old, sure, you called yourself old too. Dude, you realize that Morales and Nate are only like 25 and 26, but after working for you, they look much older. All right, that's on you. You have stressed them out to that point. The other budget cut was the stairs. The steps were gone. You didn't have a way to get into the ring. And then we led to another budget cut when you announced to everybody that you are the new ring announcer. Listen, we're not happy about this either, just for the record. In fact, you probably should have put the referee shirt on and let Joe Cool announce. That's the way it probably should have gone. All right, our opening match is the immortal Adrian Grimm, who came out with Daddy Doom, and they were taking on... Okay, technically Adrian Grimm was taking him on, but Daddy Doom at ringside and doesn't get involved in the match. Does anybody buy that? Taking on Methuselah. I'm sorry. I mean War Dog Damian Payne. And Maddie's coming out to ref. I'm sorry. I just didn't see this coming. And I probably wouldn't have put him in this match myself. But, you know, that's just a me thing. His history being what it was. But I'm not the GM. I'm not the Angry Hobbit, who I'm pretty sure was only thinking about his next buffet. Morales on commentary says that Grimm smells like brimstone and maple syrup, to which I reply, War Dog smells like mothballs and liniment oil. He should have retired by now. Nate compared this match by saying martial arts and striking ability of War Dog versus the sadisticness of Grimm, and there is some truth to that, but I gotta tell you, the martial arts and striking ability aren't hitting nearly as hard as they did 5-10 years ago because he's getting old. Grimm gets the pin on this match, but allegedly War Dog's foot was up on the rope. I'm not really buying that, though, because we all know War Dog is too old to get his leg up that high. Powers yells at Maddie for missing the foot. Maddie says he's tired of this job, wants to wrestle. Okay. Powers says he expected that and already has a match lined up for him, and that match is next. Joe Cool comes down to referee this one because, well, Maddie was refereeing and now he's not, so Maddie has to take on the bearded lady. All right, Maddie keeps running because he doesn't want to take the kiss from the bearded lady. He doesn't seem like he's really interested in fighting the bearded lady, but let me tell you what. Maddie, when you came out and told us that you have to use reverse psychology, you got to have a grasp on regular psychology before you can do anything good with reverse psychology. So he gets back in the ring and demands to be kissed. Are you sure? Are you sure that's what you want to do? Because you're going to end up kissed. All right, we'll play it your way. They had a quick exchange which led to a Bronco Buster, or, as we're going to call it going forward with the bearded lady, the Clam Slam. Followed by a near fall. Bearded lady gets that kiss right on Maddie's lips. How you feel now, Maddie? Did that reverse psychology work out for you? No, it didn't. And then he goes in for the kill. Gets the pinfall. Winner, bearded lady. Bearded lady comes out smelling like a rose. Maddie just smells like an old French whore. Up next, Jacob Thorne versus Eric Angel, and Joe Cool is back out to ref again. This match is Dr. Frankenstein and his monster. Eric Angel created something, and now he's got to deal with it. And it's not going to be easy. Nate compared Thorne to Old Yeller, an animal that went rabid after being a loving member of the family. Nate, that's not Old Yeller, that's Cujo, a killing machine that was hard to kill, and Thorne will be hard to put down. He took one hell of a beating and kept fighting back. Eric got the 3 count, but then Thorne got back up and continued attacking Eric. Damien had to run out and make the save, but his old eyes miscalculated the throw of the chair into the ring, and it bounced back off the rope, so he had to try again. Thorne wisely decided that 2-on-1 is too much and takes off. But here's what we gotta know. How much damage can this guy take? He is constantly being left as a smear on the mat, and then he rises up to continue the attack. Hopefully Eric can find a way to put down the monster that he created before that monster takes him out. Up next, Joe Cool is reffing a 5280 title match. Jason Knoll, who is our longest reigning 5280 champion in New Era history, tells everyone that no one can beat him, which is why he is issuing an open challenge. Cue the Chicano Bulldog Lipto. I don't know this guy, but I gotta say, he's pretty decent in the ring. Came out, accepted the challenge. Lipto put up a hell of a fight, but in the end, Knoll hit sudden death to retain the title. We went to intermission after this. Intermission was probably the safest place to be because everything that happened after this led up to the main event of the evening where a lot of stuff happened. Maddie came back out to the ring to ref the next match. All right, we'll see how this works. Powers announces that our next show will be April 9th, Eye of the Storm, right there at Mile High Comics. And believe me, if you missed this one, do not miss Eye of the Storm. I am telling you, you need to be there. And once I get finished with this review, you will understand why. History in the Making Cody Devine comes out with Mac and the 10 out of 10, the heartthrob of our generation, Logan Austin, taking on Villy 5.2 and Duff, Make My Ears Bleed Doyle. Duff, it's so hard to get behind you with that music. We gotta work something out here. Figure out a compromise, please. Villy and Cody start the match. Both men went back and forth like they wanted the win. Villy tags in Duff. Cody chops Logan to tag him in. And Logan offers his hand to Duff before they lock up. There's some interesting undercurrents going on in this match, and they don't stop there. We're going to see more interesting stuff take place throughout this match. You can tell that Cody and Logan are not on the same page. Duff and Villy seem to be completely in sync. Cody brings Logan a peace offering, though. It's a stuffed Grogu. Logan takes it. Looks at it. He throws it through the curtain into the back. Nate yells out, "That's the most powerful Jedi in the universe," and Morales replies, "Did he use too much force?" Morales, you kept me on my toes all night. I appreciate that. Here a few minutes later, Cody comes in for a tag. Logan drops off the apron. This is after they've been chopping each other back and forth to tag each other in. They are clearly not on the same page. We're going to see how this continues, though. They go at it at this point. Logan chases Cody across the ring, goes to hit him with a boot. Cody ducks. Duff takes the boot and drops off the apron. In the end, Cody goes for the pin on Villy. Mac holds on to Duff's leg to keep him from breaking up the pin. This was probably one of the best matches of the night. Both sides brought it. They had their A game. This match was fire, even right down to Cody and Logan not being able to be on the same page in this. We'll see what happens. And after the match, Maddie quit again. At least that's what I heard from where I was sitting. Don't quote me on that, but that's what it sounded like he said. So, of course, that brings Joe Cool back out to referee. Daddy Doom comes out with Adrian Grimm escorting her, and she is here to take on Athena Estrada. Athena is a lucha libre, and Daddy is all about bringing the pain, and boy, did she bring the pain. Daddy used the riding crop for a camel clutch at one point. Athena gets free, and a few minutes later, puts Daddy in a submission of her own. This is another one of those points where we're going to talk about powers, but we'll get to that in just a second. Adrian comes in, hits Athena from behind, right in front of Joe Cool. Joe Cool doesn't call for the DQ. Instead, he lets Daddy finish the match with a pinfall. Listen, this is not Joe Cool's fault. He's supposed to have corrective lenses, and clearly, Powers made him leave them in the back. This makes it clearly the Angry Hobbit's fault. Trying to keep up his idea of a proper aesthetic, allowing Joe Cool to have issues clearly seeing a blatant cheat. I'm on to you, Hobbit. I have been since the beginning. When you reinstated Methuselah and handed him a title match, this was on you. If you would just let Joe Cool use the corrective lenses, this would not happen. Okay? I blame you. Firmly. 100% your fault, Stephen Powers. Up next, with Joe Cool still reffing, it is time for your main event of the evening. Before we get to this, the ending of this is going to shock you. If you aren't ready for how it ends, stop watching, come back later. If you decide to consider, continue, remember, I warned you. Your new era tag team champions, the Lucha Dogs, Rayo Plateado, and the birthday boy Delta Jr., taking on the Night Terrors, Choppy Junsu, and your new era heavyweight champion, Joey Kincaid. Guys, when I say this match brought down the house, it really brought down the house. There were bodies flying everywhere, and not just the Lucha Dogs that have not just because the Lucha Dogs have the high-flying arsenal, it was nuts. There were times where I didn't even know who had the advantage because both teams were hitting so hard and so fast. At one point, the fans called for chops, and Kincaid bit Rayo's fingers. Morales commented apparently he thought the fans meant pork chops, and I mean, it's Kincaid. That's definitely a possibility. Junsu and Delta were in the ring at one point, and Junsu went choppy on Delta as Morales led everyone in a rendition of Happy Birthday for Delta. After Junsu chopped Delta, Delta decided to try a few chops of his own. Yeah, should have seen the look on Junsu's face. It's the stuff of legends, really. If you weren't there to see it, you missed a beautiful thing. When I say this match was chaotic, understand that even at ringside, we couldn't always keep up with the tags. At one point, Kincaid and Delta were legal. Junsu hit the Junsu bomb on Delta, and Joe Cool wouldn't count because he knew that Kincaid was legal. Oh, sure, he sees that, but missed the attack in the previous match. Still, damn you, Angry Hobbit, for making your ref go without his corrective lenses. Moments later, Junsu takes an enziguri from Rayo, and the look on his face said, "Which one of y'all just kicked me?" If you haven't seen Rush Hour, go watch it. Electric chair to Rayo from the challengers. It looks like the Night Terrors may take the belts back. And then the Quack is back. He tells Junsu he just wants to talk to him. Just talk. Junsu chases him to the back, leaving Kincaid alone with the champions. Now, if you have been paying attention to what New Era has been putting out this week, you know what happened backstage. You know that Junsu was attacked and left laid out backstage. Otherwise, Junsu would have been back down there for what happened next. So make sure that you guys understand that Junsu tried. He tried to do what was right, but he was unable to. The numbers game would prove to be too much. Delta went for the pin. Rayo slid up under where the legs were to make sure Kincaid couldn't kick out, and the Lucha Dogs retain. I'm not mad at the Lucha Dogs. Congratulations on a well-fought victory. Those are your belts, and I salute you. Nothing but respect for you, Lucha Dogs. Silver comes back out to talk to Kincaid. Gets Kincaid to face away from the entrance ramp, and here comes Hunter Gray? Hunter's working with Silver? When did this happen? Hunter brutally beats Kincaid down. Powers next to commentary table comments on how no one could have put a stop to this, especially after Joe Cool was tossed out by Hunter. Then Powers realizes he has the power to put a stop to it. He says that out loud where we could hear him at ringside, and then stared in the ring and did nothing. That's your way, isn't it, Powers? You realize you have the authority to do something, and then you don't. We're going to come back to you. Silver says he has multiple wrestlers working for him. Kincaid wouldn't get away with embarrassing him as he did. Well, you kind of brought that on yourself. We'll come back to that. Kincaid, before Kincaid left Silver, Silver made one more match for Kincaid. On April 9th at Eye of the Storm, Kincaid would be putting his belt and his career on the line versus Hunter Gray. Powers is still standing there looking as useless as I've always accused him of being. Silver hits a one-man clipboard toe on Kincaid. Now, if you don't know what a clipboard toe is imagine a one-man concerto, but with the doctor's clipboards. And another. Kincaid is left lying in the middle of the ring by Hunter and Silver. Why hasn't anybody come out to help? Oh, that's right. Because Powers just stood there, looking like Cletus the slack-jawed yokel, and didn't call for any help. After Silver and Hunter leave, now Powers does something. Oh, wait. It was just lip service. Good job, GM. First, you handicap your referee by making him go out there with his limited eyesight and no corrective lenses, and then you let your heavyweight champion get decimated by Hunter Gray and a man with a clipboard. Don't worry, when the board of directors asks, I'll make sure they know your incompetence was a key factor in multiple things it smashed. Now, that ending though, you can see why I'm still in shock following the show. I still have to name Match of the Night and Wrestler of the Month. Well, this is one of those months where the answer is right in front of you. The tag team title match had everything you hope for in a match, and as such, was the match of the night. As far as Wrestler of the Month, I can think of no one more deserving than the birthday boy himself, Delta Jr. Now, a couple things we have to discuss real quick, and then I'll be out of time. Next month, Eye of the Storm. We already know it's Hunter Gray versus Kincaid. Not only is the title on the line, so is Kincaid's career. I know I've called him softy. I know I've said a lot of things, but I'm going to be honest. This is not how you want Kincaid to go out. You don't want this. Trust me. Kincaid is the face of this company. Has been. Him and Junsu have made it what it is, even when I was calling them soft. The other match that has been announced, I'm sure, is just a way to keep Junsu out of this, and that is Junsu versus Rob Risen. The Doctor brought in one of my favorites. That's... oh. Alright. That's fine. It'll be a hell of a match. That's all you need to know. That'll do it, guys. I'll see you next month at Eye of the Storm.